This is TWiT.
Microsoft, Xbox, I guess, had a Xbox games showcase on Sunday, which was actually really good. I was a little. I know. Well, they finally have. Well, they have a pretty good slate of games to announce for a change, right? It's been kind of soft for the past couple of years, right? And they've provided some dates for some of the stuff. So, for example, the next Halo game, which is the next Halo game, the remake of the campaign from the original Halo, is coming out in July, cross-platform.
The latest Halo nostalgia loop.
Yeah, I was also chatting live with Laurent during this as well, because we were both watching it live. And if there was a theme to this, and there is, and it's not just, no, seriously, we want to make games. Please buy our games. There's like a thing going on in gaming that is outside of all the normal stuff we know is going on in gaming, layoffs and all the terribleness of the business and all this. But, gaming, this is not necessarily new, but it competes with all these other forms of entertainment. And the thing I saw in here is this thing I've kind of gone back to a couple of times over the years. Like when that game Firewatch came out years ago, it was one of the first times where I was like, my wife and my daughter at the time, my daughter actually does play video games now, but at the time we're not game players. I was like, they would like this. It's like, it's an interactive story. It's interesting. There's a mystery. Like, I think they would get into it. And a lot of the games they showed had some like personality element to them, including the Halo thing. There was like a bit of humor, a couple of moments of humor in the trailer. So that the Halo game that's coming up, the remake of the campaign, is going to have a couple of additional like kind of prequel parts to the campaign that are new, some new interactions.
More background.
With it. Yeah. And, and then one of the moments I sort of remember is just like, it's like the, his sergeant, him and Master Chief, who's towering over him, are walking down some hallway. And he's like, do you ever get tired of being the hero who saves the world? And then there's like a pause and he goes, nope. Like that kind of thing. And you're like, okay.
I like it.
And I feel like I feel like they're reaching out. I think they're trying to broaden the appeal of these things, because all of these game franchises especially have whatever fan base they have, but I clearly they feel the need to or feel that they're competing with kind of a broader thing. It's Xbox and just video games. So the terribleness here is the never-ending debate between, like, are we going to have exclusives? Are we going to be, cross-platform? I've kind of made the case that Xbox now, as we're calling it, is a cross-platform game development. It's the second biggest game developer in the world, right, overall, with all the studios they have. And they have to be cross-platform. You can't be that big and only be on Xbox. It doesn't make sense. But, there is a lot of pushback from the console-loving audience that's part of Xbox still. And there were two games that they announced, one of which I know for a fact was going to be cross-platform, that will be console exclusives. That one being the Gears of War game, which is a prequel called E-Day, which, by the way, looks great. Still has the standard kind of Gears of War elements. The guy's running around with a fully loaded diaper and can barely stand up straight. But it's it looks and feels like
it's a
Gears of War
thing.
It's a style. It's a choice. I mean, I kind of like things that move quicker than that, but whatever, it's fine. No, I always like the story. The original Gears of War especially, but even the original trilogy, I played dozens of times easily. And in the early days,
a friend of mine who wrote these games reminded me that you run at like 40 miles an hour in these games.
Yeah, but it feels,
it's so boring.
Call of Duty, you run at 120 miles an hour. So it just feels, it feels slow. But you're also crouched down. Everything's crouched down. It's all low and cover, and you kind of go around the corner and, anyway, whatever, it is its own style. But this game was absolutely going to be PlayStation 5 and PC, and it is only going to be an Xbox console game. Now, I don't know if that's like permanent or if it eventually comes at least to the PC. It seems like it should, but the message I got out of that was like, well, I guess I'm not playing it because I play on the PC now. What the hell? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
I actually kind of didn't appreciate that. But whatever. Fable, same thing. A lot of, like that kind of camaraderie you see like in a trailer for like an Ocean's 11 movie, or there's a Chris Pine Dungeons and Dragons movie, which I know sounds crazy. It's surprisingly funny, by the way, but there's a lot of camaraderie kind of in there with whatever team of whatever group they have. Fable to me felt very much like that. There's that kind of stuff. But Okay, so anyway, there was a bunch of that. There is one other game. I don't remember the other one. Clockwork Revolution. That is going to be. I don't know, but that one's going to be an Xbox. It's an Xbox Game Studio game. It is going to be a console exclusive. It's coming out in October, I think. Nope, that's not true. Gears of War is coming out in October. Clockwork Revolution is coming out sometime in 2027, so it's a little further off. What it looked like to me as it started was I thought it was going to be a oh god, I just forgot the name of it. The game it's like a, what do you call it? Steampunk kind of a thing where you go down into the ocean and the world's under the ocean. It's like an Ayn Rand thing. BioShock. It looked like a BioShock game to me when the trailer for it started, and I'm like, oh, is this like a new BioShock game or whatever? And it's not. I don't think it's tied in at all, but it looks like it. There's an expansion pack coming for the new Doom game, which the latest Doom game, it is nothing like the other two in the kind of modern trilogy. It looks different. It feels different. I don't understand what they did with that, but that also a bunch of, kind of, not a bunch of, but a little bit of comedy, a little bit of personality in there, and it looks different. And I kind of appreciate that because I feel like they went off on a weird tangent there. There's that Senua. This honestly, it's weird because it's like a kind of a Viking woman kind of, I call it action adventure game, but it's really about mental health, and there's a new one of those coming. I know it sounds kind of strange. State of Decay 3, which as soon as the game came up, I'm like, State of Decay, you could tell it was State of Decay, is coming sometime in 2027. So there were a bunch of games, and I have to say, by and large, it was great. There was a moment where they announced like they're going to do a special edition Xbox Series X console called Xbox Series X25 that is like translucent green, and it kind of gives off that original Xbox vibe. The console that originally shipped was just a black box, but before it shipped, they were showing like a green translucent, like kind of see-through case. And that's what this will look like. That seems kind of cool. And that came early on in the show. This was like maybe 20 minutes in, and then the way they were speaking, I was like, oh my god, is that it? But then it just kept going, and there was a lot more after that. But this was a good event. It's worth, if you like video games and Xbox especially, it's definitely worth watching. And this is what's going to get us through this holiday season and then into 2027, of course, because several of the games are coming next year. Fable, for example, was just postponed from end of this year to the beginning of next year because, in large part, because of GTA 6, right?
Everybody's getting out of the way of GTA.
Yeah. So, great. But that's fine. We don't know how much this limited edition console is going to cost. It's going to be expensive, I think would be fair to say. And then, because we can't go by without some of this now, Xbox CEO Asha Sharma she did an interview, I think it was on Bloomberg that I watched, which was, worth it. She was, it's heavily quoted. Like there's one line in like 15 minutes of talking. That's the one everyone kind of lands on, which is about, rethinking things and whatever. But I mean, ultimately, they're going to have to do mostly what was happening already. I mean, of course, like the market conditions that caused what happened to Xbox to happen don't go away because there are new people running Xbox. I mean, this is some,
it's always who's grounded in reality here. What can you do? What can't you do?
Yeah, but she talked very vaguely about like new business models, like, and I don't know what that means. Yeah, this is Asha. Like, in other words, like, we know that hardware is expensive. One of the problems with the Xbox has been like storage expansion. This goes back to the 360, really. I mean, the original Xbox just had like an HDD in it. It was just a normal drive. But since then, they kind of locked that stuff down. And so in the current series of devices, you can get like a module that has a special, good SSD in it. But you can't just put an SSD in the thing. Like you can do that with the PS5. So the way she's talking is it's possible it's going to be modular with both RAM and storage, so you can improve those things over time. So if it's super expensive to buy these components, when this thing ships next year or the year after, whenever that happens, they're looking at doing this in different ways. So there's not a lot of details there. Not her, and this is not in the write-up about this, but separately, another executive from Xbox. It wasn't Matt Booty, it was someone else, but someone else.
One of the new ones?
Yeah. Anyway, there was another interview this past weekend or this past couple of days where he said that when they raised the price on Xbox Game Pass last year on the Ultimate version, like they almost doubled it, they lost millions of subscribers. like millions.
Duh.
Yeah. I mean, millions. So Asha Sharma said this.
By the way, I will point out,
I didn't drop it only because I'm kind of paid up for a long period of time because I'm able to get like cheaper access to it through a friend from Microsoft. But I would never pay for this thing. Like, it's just like ridiculous how much this thing costs. So
they backed down though, right? They lowered.
Yeah, one of the things that Asha Sharma's team did was to they didn't go back all the way to the original price, but they did lower the price on that. Yeah, for sure. And then there's I don't think it says this in the article, but they announced another Xbox Insiders release, which is like the OS, for testing the OS stuff on the console. The URL for this thing refers to it as the July 2026 console update. So I'm assuming it's not July. So maybe this is something that will go public next month. But bunch of stuff in here. None of it is dramatic per se. But you can. There's a lot more, or not a lot more. There's additional kind of social media features in there. Finding like friends who are mutual friends of your friends. More changes like the home and dashboard stuff. Adding games to wish lists, NG saving console power settings, blah blah blah, whatever. So they're very actively testing console features, which I have to say, I don't remember time frames anymore, but I bet 2-3 years now, if you looked at any given monthly Xbox update, like system update, it was just across all the platforms, and now they're very specifically talking about console updates for the first time, like just console updates in a long time. Like that's kind of interesting, and I think that will keep people happy.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed this little highlight from a much better show and longer too, called Windows Weekly. The whole link to the show is right below me, and of course we stream live right here every Wednesday. You can watch us do our thing or download it here or in your favorite podcast player. Best thing to do, what do they say? Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.